Oi, oi, alright, how's it going? I'm Grant, you're you. This is Doodle Review, coming through with a new album to chat some faff about, tell you if I like it or not really. Today we're talking about the new Chelsea Wolfe album She reaches out to. Chelsea Wolfe is a really quite singular sounding singer-songwriter hailing from Northern California. She emerged with her first album, The Grime and the Glow, in 2010. And has since gone on to release 6 follow-ups blending folk, doom, metal, ambient, and now with this, her 7th album, we can add trip hop onto that list. So, cards on the table, I've always been fascinated by Chelsea Wolfe as an artist and completely bought in on the stylistic fusion she sought to build her catalogue on, but I've never truly connected with an album before. I've tried a fair few, from 2011's Apocalypsis to 2015's Abyss to 2017's Hiss Spun. All have fantastic moments, but just didn't resonate with me at the time. When this situation occurs, where I'm kind of down for everything an artist represents on paper, yet don't connect with the music, when this happens, my theory is it's probably a me thing. And at one point, a new album will come out that will hit and kind of become the catalyst that unlocks the rest of the discography for me. And this new Wolfe album might be that album. I mentioned up top that this record adds a new stylistic string to the bow for the gothic singer-songwriter in the form of trip hop, and the blend of this with Wolfe's kind of taste for dark gothic forms of rock is a pretty magic combination. The album's produced by Dave Sitek of TV on the Radio and pulls lots of influence from artists like Massive Attack, Tricky, and most obviously because of Wolfe's vocal similarities to Beth Gibbons' Portishead. Whispers in the Echo Chamber is the first track on the album and announces this stylistic approach instantly, with dark, droning, heavy bass interspersed between sparse digital beats until bursting with these long, drawn-out, groaning guitar passages. Wolfe's vocal melody on this and the generally spacious mix reminds me of the producer-songwriter called Boots in some moments. This track actually defies the expectations set by its brooding setup with a really gnarly, chugging, riffy conclusion. It works better than you would think, and in some ways could almost have done with being a bit longer because it's great. The next track takes the energy up a gear with a fast-paced rhythm, almost breakbeat-like, and a droning, distorted guitar progression. The combination of these elements with these almost alarm or siren-like sounds in the background conjure a cybergoth kind of Matrix action sequence vibe, which is very cool. While the ethereal vocal style delivered by Wolfe on this track totally makes sense and aids in creating that overall vibe, it is one spot among a couple where I feel like we're missing some sort of dramatic vocal hook as opposed to just following the current of the instrumental. I get the same feeling with the tracks Eyes Like Nightshade and Salt, both of which are really cool but don't quite take off. This criticism is definitely countered by the surrounding songs that offer exactly what I'm craving on the cuts I just mentioned though. On Tunnel Lights, Wolfe stretches her words and steps across multiple notes along the way to the next one, and this really adds to the drama of the pounding chorus. The Liminal has a painfully but perfectly restrained chorus vocal with an earworm melody that's aided by the slightly smoky character of the artist's voice, and Place in the Sun is a song where you hang on every slight crack and imperfection in that same voice. Instrumentally and production wise, She Reaches Out To is staggering in its creativity and consistency. All the elements sound carefully and intentionally placed, totally at home with each other, even when they might feel on paper at odds. Moments like those metal guitars on Whispers, or the stuttered beats and bass on Eyes Like Nightshade that you could almost describe as undulating if they weren't so cold and clinical as to defy a descriptor you'd use for, a living organism. My favourite track on the album on all levels, songwriting, vocally and production wise, is the closing song Dusk, with a slow motion drum sample that conjures Portishead with a lead guitar or synth line that echoes My Bloody Valentine. It's perfectly melancholy, atmospheric and deeply cathartic, and I love it. Overall, I think some songs miss the opportunity to be as powerful as Wolfe demonstrates she can deliver on the majority of the rest of the album, but this is a dark, lush, deep listening experience that for me is one of the most enjoyable albums Chelsea Wolfe has released to date. I'm going to give this one a solid 7 and knock it on the head, but what do you reckon? Hit me with your thoughts in the comments below. Check out some related videos linked in the description. And if you're interested enough to do all that, then you know you've just got to subscribe, share some thoughts, show some love, or just hold some abuse in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, mate. Bye.